Hello. I'm black and white and out of sight. This is how my mom told me to describe myself when it was pointed out to me by a neighbor that I had some sort of racial identity that I was supposed to adhere to or claim. I think I was like 5, and before that I never really questioned who I was or what I was. I just was myself. And it never occurred to me that my parents were 2 different colors because I had 13 cousins, 10 of them were biracial, and I also lived on an army base in Germany for 3 years where a lot of the black GIs were married to German women. So, it just never occurred to me that was a weird thing or a different thing or that I was anything like an other. Of course, like on TV and such, there were white couples, and I just thought, okay, couples were couples, we're all different. So on this one particular day in question, I was playing baseball in the street with my mom's boyfriend at the time. My parents had gotten divorced, and we were throwing the softball back and forth, me and Chuck Cordova, who was also mixed race. He was half white and half Latino, which I never really thought about then, but his mom was this little German lady named Mumsy, and she had like this little blonde curly hair, and I loved her, and I loved Chuck. He was handsome, and he was nice to my mom, and he was nice to me. So we're throwing the ball, and this neighbor, she's like this woman who lived across the way. She was this drunk, kind of greasy-haired, skinny woman who was an alcoholic, and my mom would later go on to describe her as white trash after the incident. She kind of sauntered out with a cocktail, probably a beer. Cocktail would be too elegant. Beer in one hand and tweezers in the other. And her little cut-off shorts and some kind of white tee. And she looked out of the street and she said to my mom, "Why don't you get that half-breed out of the street?" And I remember turning around and looking, because I had never heard the word half-breed. I didn't know what a half-breed was. I didn't know the song by Cher, which Heidi pointed out to me. And I just looked, and as I looked over, I saw my mom crank her arm back, make a fist, and punch the woman in the face. And I was shocked. I was shocked to see my mom hit somebody. I was shocked because I didn't know why she was so upset. I knew there were bad words like the F word and taking the Lord's name in vain and shit, but I did not know what the big deal was. So the woman's tweezers fly out of her hand. She kind of stumbles back, which was a point of consternation. She was so upset about her tweezers, and I know she was upset about the tweezers because the police came. She's like, "She hit me so hard, my tweezers fell out of my hand." Okay, I don't know. I didn't know about tweezers then. They were very important to her. And so the police came, they left. I don't think she pressed charges. I'm sure they knew she was a little bit drunk. And so, I remember when the dust settled and she had left and the police had left, I turned to my mom and I said, "What's a half-breed?" And I think she said, half-breed is a derogatory term or a not so nice term for somebody who is mixed race. And even then, I think the wheels started turning. I was like, mixed race? I didn't even know what that meant. And then I guess that was the beginning of this kind of questioning of my identity and defining my identity, based on society and categories. And I guess, so I was like, okay, so my mom's one category and my dad's another category, and I guess I'm a third category. So I started, then calling myself, when people would ask, what are you? Before I got into I'm black and white and out of sight, I'd be like, well, I'm mulatto. Or, and I think I stopped using mulatto because it's a Spanish term for mule. So I stopped using that one. Then multiracial was a good one. I think that one works now. For a while it was other, when I had to check boxes, it was black, white, Latino, Hispanic, Asian, other. And I just feel other, that works because, that felt the most organic. Now I say multiracial because that kind of feels like my experience and feels comfortable for me. But occasionally when people ask, which they still do, if I have maybe had a cocktail and I'm in the mood, I still might say I'm black and white and out of sight. Woo!